program evaluation. So program evaluation is the when we do the something. So we do something, and you wanna find out how what it does. I mean the effect of what we do. That's the what we call this a program or policy. When we just implement a policy or just implemented the program, and we want to see the what is the effect, right? So we can think about it this treatment group, which has the grant is our new program, and some company who got a grant or control group is who didn't get a grant. Okay, so training grant. So we give the training grant to the company, and then this is the get grant. So 0 means no grant. So company didn't get a grant, and then 1 means they get grant. And this is our training per employee. So it's like a government provides some grant, and then to see the when we give a grant, and then the company actually raise the training hours or not. So you can see what is the effect of the grant. So you can just simply run the regression, and then you can find out it's a 26.25, which means whenever the company got a grant, they has a tendency to increase the training hour. So from the data, we can tell the company who got a grant has a higher training hour. However, the effect of the treatment on the outcome is the causal, which means is it the cause? I mean, the grant is the cause of high training hours. Maybe or maybe not. So, but we cannot tell actually even though in our data, most of company who got a grant has a higher training hour. That's true, but not because of that. We cannot tell the grant caused the higher hourly training. So cause and effect can be a little different because how can we explain that is like that. Usually when the company has a very low training hour, they get a lot of training grant. That's why they get a higher training hour who got the grant. Okay, so there is a lot of different reasons you can have. So we cannot tell this is actually because of the grant. The hourly training is higher. We can tell that there's tendency if you have a higher grant, then the company has a higher training hour, but we cannot tell that's because of the training. I mean the high training hour is may or may not caused by the grant. So using dummy variable in the equation of log, when you have a log, then you can add a certain number here. So this is a 0 or 1 or 0, right? So we don't want to apply the log here because the log 0 is we should not have a log 0. So that's why we don't want to apply the log here. But how can we interpret the result of the 0.054 is because the price is a log, so we can tell it's a percentage change in the price. Colonial, but here even though it's a percentage, said it's a colonial is either 0 or 1, right? So if the colonial style change from 0 to 1, and we can tell the price increased by 5.4. Because this is a 0 or 1, actually the percentage difference means nothing here. So what we can tell is Colonial is changed from 0 to 1, then our price increased by 5.4% because it's 5.4%. That's how you interpret it when we have a log, and then log in the y dependent variable, and then we have a dummy variable, binary variable in the independent variable. Multi-categorical means maybe it's not 0 or 1. Actually, we can have a multiple 0 or 1. So here, this is the married male or married female or single female. Yeah, right? Then you have to have a single male, right? So is it married male or not? And this is the married female or not? And this is a single female or not? And this is a single male or not? Right? So each of them is the, but actually we have 4 categories. Right? So this is like a married and single, and the male, female, male, female. So each individual will have only 1 and 0, 0, 0, right? Or the next person will be like a married female and 0, 0, 0, and so on. So this is a 4 different category. We have a 4 different category, and then how can I indicate it? So we should not use a 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the computer will consider that as a quantity, but this is not a quantity. This is just category. So we will create the 4 dummy variable, and then each of them will be 0 or 1. However, since this is a categorical variable, only you cannot find everything is 0, right? Again, even though we have a dummy variable, multiple dummy variable, if the 2 multiple dummy variable is not related to each other, then we can use both of them. However, in that case, we will have only one number 1 among these 4 dummy variable. So we will not have a 0, 0, 0, 0. It's not exist, right? So in that case, again, the computer will have a big problem to find out this beta 0 because there is no 0, 0, 0 in my data. So therefore, you have to drop the one of this variable. You cannot use all 4 of them. You have to drop one of them. That's why the single male was dropped in this example. So you don't have to drop the single male. You have to choose any of these. You have to drop one of them. So that's why we have a married male, married female, and single female, and we don't see the single male here. We have to drop it. So some case to forecasting of the demand. So that's what a lot of the business marketing departments do. Demand forecasting. We use like a quarter. So first quarter, second quarter, like the period. So January, February, March, and then that's the first quarter and second quarter and third quarter and fourth quarter, right? So sales depends on the quarter. So depends on the type of product. We sell usually it's like a summer item. We sell a lot in the second quarter, a little bit of third quarter, but we don't sell a lot in the first quarter and fourth quarter, right? So this is the if we have that kind of tendency, we wanna find out the past historical data of the sales. We wanna distinguish this is the first quarter data or second quarter data or third quarter data, fourth quarter data. However, that is also, we will have only one is 0, 1, 0, 0 means it's second quarter data, first quarter data, this is the first quarter data, and so on. So same thing happen. We will not see the all zeros here. So when we do the demand forecasting using the regression, you cannot have it's a quarter one or not, and quarter two or not, and quarter three or not. Then you cannot add a quarter four. Yeah, it doesn't have to be quarter four. You can drop to quarter one, 2, 3, 4. You can use a 2, 3, 4, but you cannot have all four of them. You have to drop at least one of them. Okay, it doesn't have to be 4. You can drop 2, you can drop 1, but you have to drop at least one of them. Otherwise, the computer has a difficulty to find this intercept term. Ordinal variable. Ordinal variable is a little different. Ordinal variable is the this has an order. Yeah, clearly. So this is like a credit rating. You can use a credit rating, but this credit rating is either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So you can sometimes you can use it as just quantity because it's order. The problem is if your credit rating is 1 and then the other person has a credit rating is 4, then can we consider this is a 4 times? Technically, no. You cannot say that. That's why it's an ordinal variable. There is a clear order. However, among the order, the 2 is not twice of 1, right? And 4 is not the twice of 2. So you can, technically that's not a quantitative data. So that's why this is what we call is a still, this is a part of the categorical variable. And then you can create still, yeah, sometimes you can do it, but the better way is you can create credit score, so 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. What we drop is we dropped the CR0. Yeah, again, because we have all 5 category, but if you can, again, you cannot include all 5 of them because of this one. So you have to drop one of them. So actually, ordinal variable is kind of tricky. Sometimes we use it as like a quantitative information, but actually, precisely that's not right. So that's why the better way is you just separate out. That would be the safer.